I had done absolutely no planning as to how to get out of Magadan. I know that might sound incredible with all the time and all that sort of stuff. I knew I was going to take a boat, and I kind of knew that they left every week or so, and that was as much information as I had. But when I got to Magadan, I don't know, it's very hard to explain, but there was definitely something wrong with me. I don't know, was it a kind of a mild form of depression or something like that, but I could not come to terms with the fact that the journey was over. You know, the 2 months and 2 days of just absolute slog on the road was over. All of the trip prep for just that portion of it. I still had half the trip to go. I still had to ride from Alaska across to New York, but I just couldn't come to terms with it. So I ended up missing the first boat and ended up having to stay about 7 days in Magadan. And it was all just down to, not being able to almost move. I was just depressed, I suppose.
Well, this is the only thing which the Lonely Planet says is in Magadan. The statue, the Mask of Sorrow and the Weeping Child. Isn't too far wrong. There's a couple of other things, but this is what it calls out most. It's a very moving statue, in fairness to it, and the whole thing is very well done. The reason why I'm here is just like, this is kind of the end of stage 3 of this kind of world trip, but certainly the halfway point of this big trip from Dublin to New York. I wasn't actually able to come up here for a couple of days because I was kind of getting into a bit of a depressed state about getting here, believe it or not. I was just pissed off that I got here and that it was over and it's taken a while to get out, and the difficulties with the bike and all that sort of stuff, and it just couldn't be arsed. So it's actually taken me 5 days to get up here to film it, believe it or not, after not being able to get up on the first day. I think that says more about me than anything else though. It's very interesting to see on these rocks, they've got all of the engravings. So, there's a crucifix, the Star of David, there's a Buddhist yin-yang symbol, the crescent moon from the Muslim religion. But the gas thing with Stalin is Stalin didn't give a fuck who you were or where you were from. Everybody got it. That's you could never accuse Stalin of discrimination. That's one thing for him. He fucking hated everybody. Well, that's it. Mask of Sorrow. The deed is done. Magadan, done and dusted. The shave is had, the shower, the haircut, and now I have a voyage to Vladivostok, then a voyage to South Korea, then a truck ride, then a plane ride, and then I gotta get the bike fixed up and then head up to Alaska. So there's an awful long way to go. Doesn't it really look like somebody chopped off the end of my chin?
What I was trying to do was get a boat from Magadan down to Vladivostok. All told, it's about 6 days in a boat. Sometimes it's 5. It's very much dependent on weather and also, I guess, the speed of the boat. But it's Russian freighters which are taking this journey, so you're not going to get anything that's going particularly fast.
The one with the brown door right there, that's where I go in and I pay for the, the shipping. Not weird. Feels like I don't have a chin. Just here in the dispatch offices getting ready. The customs formalities taken care of. It's my boat out there. That's the one that's coming to take me to Vladivostok. That boat up there. You probably can't hear me because of the wind. I think it's really cool that there is a boat sitting in the harbour. Well, these are probably going to be the worst couple of days of my life, I'd say, coming up. So this building in here behind me, the one with the brown door right there, that's where I go in and I pay for the, the shipping. The boat's over here. I gotta go around, I think do some custom stuff. Then I guess take my personal stuff off the bike and then they load the bike into the hold. I've no idea what happens now, which is a major pain in the ass. It's about 9:15. The boat leaves at 12. So still got plenty of time. Everything seems a little bit frantic though, so they're kind of thinking it's probably normal, isn't it? The day the boat's leaving, everybody's going to go and jumping up and down like crazy, and then maybe it gets calm after that. So this is one of the guys that's helped me with the custom stuff. That's the boat over there. I'm just following this guy around you know, it's just, we're kind of slowly making our way through all these kind of gates and stuff. And hopefully we're heading just over there to where all those big cranes are. And, you know, I don't know how the bike is going to get onto a boat. I presume they're going to winch it on, you know. There's so many unknowns. I'm going to try and winch the bike onto the boat.
Trust bike. No Yamaha very good.
Yeah, Yamaha's not bad. That BMW is breaking my fucking heart.
BMW это scrap.
They started loading up the ship and they eventually loaded up my bike as well. You strip off your personal stuff off the bike, and then I walked up into the ship. I think you might call it a canteen or a mess. I'm not sure what they call it, to be honest. But anyway, I was sitting in there with all my stuff with the bike loaded up in the main container bay, and I was sitting there thinking, so what do we do now? Do we just sit here for the next 6 days? It was a very, very strange situation. That's it, I'm on the boat. I have honestly no idea now what's going to happen. It's so strange. You know? It's not like there's nobody on the ship who can speak a word of English. Nobody, you know. 6 days. Wow. That guy is dragging fish out for fun. And all he's doing, he's not doing it with a fishing rod, it's just a line with a weight and a bit of bait, and he tosses it out. And every 5 minutes you turn around, that's his 5th fish he's after catching. I presume we'll cook them all down there, but we might have a bit of fish tonight, that'll be nice. Finally, it started to look like the boat was getting ready to leave, and it was a great thing to see the pilot boats showing up to drag the Pioneer Karsakova off the port. I could sense everybody was starting to get excited to get underway. Now obviously when you get out to ocean, you know, you're 5 days of boredom, but that feeling of finally getting going is tremendously exciting. Well, that's Magadan, or should I say that right there, that's Magadan. And now we're heading to Vladivostok. I have to say one thing, it's really good to be getting out of Magadan. Been here too long, you know what I mean? And I'm really looking forward to this voyage. It's like that voyage. It's not a cruise or anything like that. It's a voyage. It's a fantastic voyage. You know, there's some places you go in your life and you think maybe you'll be back and all that sort of stuff. Magadan is a place I know I'll never be back to. Not because I didn't like it or any of that sort of stuff. It's just that nobody would do the road of bones twice, I don't think. You know. But can you believe that it's 6 days, you know, from here to fucking, it's 6 days from here to Vladivostok. Well, what they say is it's 5.5, and if they get bad weather it's 6, but if they get good weather it could be closer to 5, so that might sit on Saturday, but it'll be late Saturday night sort of thing. And then they unload the boat at a schedule that suits them, you know, so your boat might be, your gear might come off for a day, so. But anyway, it's all 5 days away, those problems are 5 days. All told, I'll visit almost 40 countries. Starting in Toronto, I'll ride east to Nova Scotia before beginning an 8,000 kilometre journey to Anchorage in Alaska. I'll then travel south for 18,000 kilometres to Ushuaia, the most southerly town in the world, through the USA, Mexico, Central America and South America. From there, I'll ride up to Buenos Aires and fly back home to Ireland. Some months later I'll ride east, through Europe into the Ukraine. From there I'll ride to Russia, continuing to head east for over 7,000 kilometres the whole way to Mongolia. I'll cross Mongolia and then ride back up into far eastern Russia to Magadan. I'll then make my way to Seoul in South Korea, where I'll fly myself on the bike to Vancouver in Canada, once again making my way up into Alaska, eventually heading east all the way to New York and home.